Hey guys, welcome to a webinar run by the AAT. My name is Samuel Burmeister and I'm the Head of Technical Development here. Today I'm going to take you through CPD or CPE requirements as laid out by the AAT and also the TPB. So a lot of people already know what CPD is. It's across most industries and it's important because it allows you to enhance your knowledge and keep up to date with everything. So any good industry member should be wanting to keep up to date with their CPD because it means that you're dedicated to your craft and you're always looking to keep up to date as well. So I've opened up the page here for CPD requirements on the AAT website, which you can find under the member resources. As you can see here, as a condition of your ongoing membership, excluding honorary retired or life and student members, you're required to complete 15 hours of CPD each year and to keep a record of your CPD activities. So that record is meant to be retained for a minimum of 5 years after the end of the 3-year period. Now, by the 3-year period, I'll go into that in more depth soon with the TPB's website as well. So there's heaps of ways that you can accumulate CPD. Most people are already doing so without intentionally looking for it. Could be things like seminars, workshops, webinars, courses, and lectures. Another common example that people undertake is courses through RTOs in your relevant industries, so in our case, accounting and bookkeeping qualifications, provided through a university or an RTO. So a good example of that would be the Diploma of Payroll, which has just been released quite recently and is available at a discounted rate through the AAT as well. So you can have a look at that here through the education tab. We've got the Diploma of Payroll Services. Any other bookkeeping or accounting qualification would count towards your CPD as well. You can see here, though, under member resources, a more detailed list. It's quite easy to keep up to. Just make sure that you're keeping track of what you're going to and what you're being part of. And if you're not keeping up, or you feel like you've fallen behind a bit, try and book in some time to do some of these things or just head along to one of the accounting conferences. So CPD records, they have to contain the date, the provider name of the exercise or the course, the title, whether the activity is structured or unstructured. So structured being there'll be set amount of structured time which is considered CPD. So let's say you went to a MIAB or Xero conference. Generally, they will tell you the amount of structured CPD hours that are available for going to the conference. But you can also do things that are considered unstructured, which are not quite as regimented, but if you keep record of them, they will be included. So that can be like peer-to-peer activities, and not official organized things, but they're still attributing to your education and furthering yourself in the accounting industry. So the reason that you want to keep a record of this, not just for bettering yourself, but it's actually part of the legislation of being a BAS agent and a member with the AAT. The ATO have advised, and the TPB have advised that they will be getting the organizations to conduct audits. And so each year, a CPD audit is conducted on a random selection of members. And if you're selected for an audit, you have to participate and you have to provide a record of your CPD activities. Participating itself is 2 hours of CPD. And if you don't comply, it could result in suspension or forfeiture of membership. So it's nothing to be worried about, but just obviously keep it in your mind. If you've been a bit slack or you haven't had the time, try and book in some time and think about it ahead. We're early in the year. It's January when we're recording this now. You've got time to look at the rest of the year and book in some specific events or educational furthering for yourself. So that's the AAT website. I'll have a look now at another page I've got for you, which is the TPB's explanation of CPE for BAS agents. So by the TPB standards, you need to have a minimum of 45 hours over 3 years. So obviously not just 1 year. Now, that's actually not that hard if you're going to events and you're participating, go to your membership group events and things like that. Just make sure you're chipping away at that each year. And the reason they do it over 3 years is because, as you can see in point 23, there needs to be flexibility. Sometimes certain years will be harder than others, and so therefore it's averaged over that period. Now, you need to ensure that you've recorded this, and also the TPB considers that not less than 5 hours of relevant CPE should be completed in any given year. So 5 hours being the minimum. They've got an example here. If someone's registration is going to expire on the 31st of August 2014, that they need to complete relevant pro rata amount of CPE from the 30th to the 31st, 2014. And this is the amount of hours that should be completed, which is the pro rata amount. Because the minimum, which was 5 hours as we discussed up here, had been completed in the previous year, the TPB will consider that she has completed the minimum level of CPE. So it's not too hard. To help you with this whole process of recording, whether you want to do it manually or not is up to you. You have a tool within the AAT website. So as you can see here, just going to your own profile at the top, clicking on your name, you will come to this profile section here. And what you can find is a professional development tab with awarded CPD and self-reported CPD. You've also, I'll just show you firstly with that, just click the plus to add the type of CPD, and it gives you all of the required fields to enter in. So you'd be filling in mainly the self-reported CPD area. You've also got under events, you can look at the event list for AAT events that could contribute to CPD, along with an extensive list of other events outside of the AAT that would contribute. So just remember, keep on top of your CPD requirements, use your professional development tab within your profile on the AAT website to keep track, and ensure that over the 3 years you've got your 45 hours and at least a minimum of 5 hours per year.